Hello, yes, I'm Shebium. And maybe what is called functions. Before I start, I'd like to clarify something. I mean, can't you complete a video? At some point, I would speak English. Most of the time, I would speak English, and it will be very important. I say I make my examples, and I may explain it. I'm the about trees, and I'm better here. Okay, that's how we're going to go by it. The last time we finished, we talked about functions, but yeah, go deep into a function. We will start again, and I would go deep into functions this time because this video is on the topic functions, right? So let me get rid of all these things here. And then you're going to find the functions. So already, and like I said, functions are like a piece of code that is going to perform a specific way function operation. Oh, yes, that's what it's going to do. It's going to do a specific task. That's what it's going to do. That's what functions are meant to do. The functions, no, be say, obey process BB, and I'll back over instructions on ye. No, in fact, result in mirror, and I say on ye, and that's what a function is all about. Okay. So yesterday we looked at how I creative functions. Yes, you quite fast one. You creative functions. Until this one I say a virtual function. I started with the word function, then the name of the function, right? Then opening and closing parentheses. We are no BBC. Opening and closing curly brackets. Now about enter. Now everything within this space here say yeah, what's inside the function, right? That's what's inside the function. Anything within this space is and a function. Let's go through what a typical function would do. Okay, so already in say a function would perform an operation for us, right? Until let assume say the person a creative function obe a man a number obe my return like about returning double of the number my if you can see a man number has be a man 2 about returning 4 my see a man 4 about returning 8 a man 8 about returning 16. That's what we're going to do. We're going to create a function see a man be about returning bb back at my now see creative function the things that you should know about a function. A function um, we pass in yɛde biribi ɛma function your friend no parameters. Now akwakɔyɛ sɛ ɔresoma obi sɛ ɔnkɔtɔ adeɛ mmerɛ o wobɛma no sika. Why? Saa sika no wobɛma no no sɛ ɔnkɔtɔ adeɛ no mmerɛ no sika no ɛyɛ parameter. So kɔduru store hɔ anaa baabi ɔkɔtɔ adeɛ no na sɛ ɔde sika no ma nipa korɔ no a ɔregye adeɛ no a anaasɛ ɔtɔn adeɛ no a so ɔregye sika no a ɔbɛgye as argument. That is how functions work. We pass in parameters and a function will receive it as argument. That is how I refer now. It's a very example of all these things. Some of these works looks big and confusing, but when you start here, you will see how easy and simple it is. Just an English way of saying it, right? And you start in creative function. The creative function obama a double of a number, right? Until before no make creative comment or her a comment the computer doesn't process it. So a function right. This is a comment. A comment is not part of the code. It's just there for reference, right? Okay. Until you see a creative function returning the double of a number. Until you know see your friend pay name catch and say your money 2 now can say my double of 2 or my catch answer 4. That is what the function is going to do. It is to begin, we are going to start with the word function as always. The name of it to double and number, right? Yes, that's how I make creative variable in the name of the function. You can create the function name however you want it. Okay. When you actually function we are, then the next thing is it will be opening and closing parentheses. I know I make be about function at home. Make sure say point of also be creative function in, and I make sure say creative function in start with an underscore or a letter or a word. Now JavaScript by default, you can start a function with a number, with a $sign, right, or with a letter. But as a programmer or as a developer, you would move on to other programming languages. And you need to be able to adapt. There are some rules it cut across. There are some other languages that you can't start a function or name of a variable with a number, right? Or with a $sign. You have to start it with a letter or an underscore. You see, I was following like protocol you will follow in other languages to make your life easier. So let's just stick by it. I don't see a reason why a certain creative function I want to start with a number. Make it meaningful. So I said that you go back to the code now over here and see. You ever change a double number. You may be opening and closing parentheses. Now, opening and closing parentheses, when I can be what I said, do what I say, but near penitent, escape horn, and I never talking about that. Now, at this point, sir, circle, hey, I say, so there's one in power, and I said, over can be actual via the information or the man, I have over passing information to Aqua is a gateway, be receiving information, right? Into I say, you back and say, a number. No, I return it double am I. That means say young Chinese say obey receive BB every year. The way I change obey receive be a parenthesis, be like a man opening and closing parenthesis, a man a placeholder. Placeholder now is a portholder. The information be from a man. I say medium. I say a man phone. Say you never friend also. Why? It is in ABB saying that next event say draw like the name of the placeholder you be man reference into the file we say we need the file. Now so my function information now obey me man multiple information you obey answer obey separate more by comma into at this point when you say obey receive a number, right? When you say obey receive a number, it doesn't have to be the name number. You can give it any name you want as far as it makes sense to you. And our this say number, no, I'll return it back double of the number my what I said. Okay, good. Now in your we pet then that be pretty opening and closing parentheses no. I'm about enter. Now this is the scope. This is a function scope, a creative function. Now in your creative function we pet. Now we need to perform or create the task it will perform, right? Already I can say the number to double. Into number pass ya no or be receiving as number. And I told you yesterday say per se you create by reference that we give it a name so that when we reference the name it will know it. It has say you drop the number will be a pet when you say number information or be receive free like whoever will call it mention. What I say, great. So, who creative functions and so whatever you operation or block can be executed as long as there is no this word. The moment a function return will be if there was anything in front of returner when you return that information upon that is how a function works. It will break after seeing return. Great. Into when you the return keyword nipe, I say kwa na okoshia nipa we asawa chibra. That is all Into when you return nipe, just say wapon onya hwibi. That's all. Into nipa say on returning back MIA and then the double of number. Now see if I say double BBA anything. You multiply by 2 meboa. Into the way I first multiply and say the baker say let's be creative variable to make things easy. And now you're showing us a creative variable. So one has a video now, go back and watch that video. You know how to create a variable. Let double. I don't know why I keep typing error. Let double equals. And now I'm sure the meaning of equal sign. And I'm saying ADBB mano. Into double into say obey information. The name of it is called double. It's number. The number will ever pass your man times. Now in programming, say and also in coding, we say intro the time symbol. BBH say multiplication behind you use the asterisk symbol and it represent multiplication in programming, and it cut across. To make sure say you keep this in your head, it cut across asterisk and you should they represent multiplication. Into reply by multiply by then 2. Yeah, we now over here say yeah sometimes you should be na me the colon abegu actually na say like end of the statement. Now, in some other languages, say C++ and C#. Most of these strict languages, anytime you about show a statement here, will be an answer will ending with a colon. Now, with JavaScript, there it's not it's optional. Between the bar, with major and whole. Now, show code now. Make sure say the time you're being constant. So, what the bar fabric be on function bar, men from baby, men mixing up. Make sure so code every time very neat. In the intention woman code no can effect. Right, until this is all area. Now, you can say a man a number. Say man a number now. Yes, I'm a chaining per now. Say number no on multiplying by 2. It's a double will hold the number by person the multiplication of 2, like 1 multiplied by 2. Into now we need to return it back. Sorry, we need to return the double number back to nimpa kono small no so obi small a kwa na so okotena de na e so on sam back e man response and our kasi ko tie information the back na e say ko back man response, right? That's how it works. They say return it back double. Until now, this is all the function is doing. The creative function with the name double a number. It is expecting a parameter. Until the pass this parameter way. Pass it. Now inside the function, now it's called argument because it is receiving a number. It is receiving a value from when it's being called. So when you are creating the placeholder for a value to be passed into it now, a final parameter. Now inside the function, when it is receiving it, it's called an argument. It has a number way by an argument because or expecting an argument as parameter pass it, create or talk I say. It makes sense, it's easy, as simple as that. Don't get yourself confused. It's fine. Now we have a fair function. Into a fair function, is when you kind of a fair function. You enter the name of the function with opening and closing parentheses. Now your creative function, but in a normal circumstance, we function no obeka say or expect BB because edi can catch no has say obey GBB. What I say obey GBB. It then OG. Now akwa say obi wakachi obi say obe small obi say onfa BB mre no. Na wa free nipa kon so oh ma small na small chin so oba. Nti sa nipa kon dia o twen say nipa kon was small na oba no de BB bre no. So balance one five here and na like intuition us because now the BB brem e that's how the computer logic works. It's expecting a value. It's definitely we need to pass in a value. The way we pass in a value say in the opening and closing parentheses has the better value no. This is a man of 4 and I'm pass man. It has in 4 way where we replace this number way into your 4 times 2 and I'm this guy way then or by returning back the double amount, which is be what 8. Into the end test you had there. You who has it there. Oh, this thing one on best of log my one on best of log my into the member. You know we will say I mean creative we will P be more say. I'm an ID or has a say place result right. Yes. Now me quick we will have say document get elements ID equals ID will be result text. Yeah, so this will work out. And yeah, you need to console log. Okay, for some reason I don't know why, and PCB my response back. I think it's because we are just calling we're trying to console it in the console log, and before I have something will show in the console log, and it has to be called asked to console it. Until you say and say yeah console log mom, so console.log double a number, and we pass in 4, and you can something about console log, and you who say am I 8 or I say already you first one you talking about some of these things yesterday. You share what console log, and one thing you know say obi anye perfect in programming here. Every programmer in the world makes an error. In error number fast in Google how to fix it. It's something that we would cover all those things. You know, nobody is it's a magician in programming, and Obi and how like you can keep all these letters and things in your head. And that's how it works. Let me just try this by HTML and see if this would make sense to the computer and see. It still doesn't make sense yet. All right, let's forget about it. You see, yeah, console.log. Now, what is happening here? It's the entire now first fair function and my results I think it's something that's a bit advanced, but let me break it down small so that maybe you can have a brief idea of why we didn't get a response. Right now, we try to call a function by saying double a number and passing in an argument 4, right? So when we pass in this 4, the function is like wako returning 4. Yen can be behind chair say on can chair like yen can change say like yen chair say on can chair what the result is. We only saying that go and bring the results, but then can't change say on can share what the result is. Indeed, at this point, the mechanism is a console.log. That is when log yamae. So yen test it do I say yen create a variable. So let result or has equals to the function. In the just assign create as soon as it say on information double the number and right. See, next time let me use another number like 4. Right, and I'm going to say 8. Right now, let me start the log console.log. Then I'll do results. Let me comment this one out. Let's see what will happen. What do you think will happen? 16. When am I looking at 16? It's because if we are come here create will have say double a number you the 4 fancy no or process here, but na and say like on print BBR MI like on can share what the response was. It was there as dummy one can't hear and try. And I try to even use by trying to call the element what has it direct, but I don't mean personally talk about HTML and sub CC. We'll get to that point, and you would know how to resolve most of these things better. Yes. Let's focus on the JavaScript side and say then we would move on to other stuffs. Yes. Okay. That's what happened. You can just say let result equals to double a number no. Wako calculate and or the results and by who say or multiply, right? Okay, you man 8 to multiply 8 by 2. The result as then as 16, and I'm print 16 what I say. Now this is using the console to log out the results. So this is how we create a function and we pass in a parameter, and the function will receive it an argument and do the necessary operations on it and return us back the results. Now, yes, and create another function being this time you finally say multiplication episode you multiply by 2. You say some fun number being multiply by that number. What I say, and in that case, that means we have to pass in multiple information. What I say. Now, let's say let's create another being function always double by a number. Let me just do it double by a number. Right now, first is going to receive a number, then multiply. Right, into this what is going to do is going to receive a number and you're going to multiply. Now let's do this. We are passing in two parameters into a functions. At this time, or expect in your mean, and make sure say open source pass me over separate by then comma. And this is what I know has this here. You are separated by what comma. Now at this point, you inclusive function, and you're opening the closing, you're opening your closing WhatsApp message in I'm losing focus. But anyway, let's continue. I don't want to be distracted by this time. Normally, maybe I'm doing data, but I have to be online for this series. Okay, now we are going to call this function, and this function is going to expect two placeholder and two values sent to it. That's what I say, or a chance of receiving one, you know what I say. Okay, all right. Now what we do is let result equals number times multiply. So what I say, it's just the number ever passing into each side, no, by what as I multiply. Take a few minutes and try to understand the code. Great. Now what we did is say you create a function with a name doubled by a number. Now you're passing in two parameters, and you're catching say only could then multiply by the other one. That's how functions works. Functions receive it by index, like the first one and the second one. Into you're passing in, you might need a number and multiply. Multiply, let me say multiply by. Okay, somebody will bet you say more. Into maybe this here. Let's say the first function or console.log double by number 2 and 4. And that means over multiply 2 by 4, which will give us what? 8, right? And so let's see what will happen here when you try to refresh. Oh man. Anyway, yes. Now over here I'll see undefined because you can't just returning BBR, and this is exactly what I told you about previously, and it's good that we missed this out. Return result. What I say, a say okay no, I'm quite BBR until 1 result I'm ready. Now the result by as 8, which is good. Now let's try another one again. 4, 2, and a 4. What do you think the result will be? I guess we guessed right. So this is all about functions. I'm going to pause this video and let you guys try to refresh your memory after this. I will continue the function video again, and then we will go into another step into creating a function. And I hope that by the time we be the function stuff, now what a function is and how to create a function and how to pass in parameters for the function to receive as arguments and how to use the argument to write your logic, right? So stay tuned, and I hope to see you in the next video.